Welcome to the Freaky Stories podcast.
Yeah.
You ready for some freaky stories?
Oh, I'm always ready for some freaky stories.
We've got two unbelievable tales lined up today where everyday mix-ups lead to, oh boy, some serious chaos.
Buckle up, because these flash fiction stories are about to take you on a wild ride through the unexpected consequences of when things go hilariously wrong.
It's like watching a perfectly planned picnic get invaded by a swarm of bees. You know it's going to be a disaster, but you can't look away.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it.
Our first story, it throws a wrench into the whole idea of destiny.
Ooh, destiny gone wrong.
Yeah, picture this. A prophecy, a grand one, meant for a valiant warrior prince destined for greatness.
Okay, I'm seeing it. The prince, shine in armor, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, imagine that prophecy getting delivered to, a baker. A humble baker named Ryder.
Hold on, a baker.
You heard that right. A baker.
Talk about a plot twist.
This is destiny delivered wrong, and it's all about Ryder, our everyday baker, suddenly finding himself thrust into an epic quest.
Wait, so instead of a sword, he's armed with a rolling pin.
Maybe a whisk, too. Who knows? The story throws Ryder into a world of mythical beasts and heroic expectations, and all he has are his baking tools and a whole lot of improvisation.
That's going to be fun to watch. Or, listen to.
Oh, it is. We'll dive into how he navigates a fate meant for someone else, and trust me, it's a hilarious journey of mistaken identity and utter bewilderment.
I can't wait to see how he whips up a solution to this mess.
Oh, you're going to love this. So Ryder's life, it's pretty normal, days filled with flour, ovens, and the usual village gossip.
The quiet life sounds kind of peaceful.
It was, until the talk of the town turned to a prophecy. A prophecy about a fearsome dragon and the prince destined to defeat it.
Classic fantasy setup.
Right. Now, Ryder, he's kneading his dough, minding his own business, figuring this prophecy has nothing to do with him.
I mean, why would it?
Exactly. Then one afternoon, old Maeve, the village gossip queen, you know the type, she shows up at his doorstep.
Oh no, what did she bring with her?
A royal herald's message, sealed with the king's official seal, addressed to Ryder, son of Elias, the Dragonbane.
You're kidding.
Nope. A royal decree for a baker.
That's either the best mix-up ever or the start of a very big problem.
The story calls it a glorious, terrifying mistake. And Ryder, he's completely flabbergasted.
I can only imagine.
But instead of sending a strongly worded letter to the Royal Postal Service, he decides, why not?
Wait, he's going with it?
Yep. He grabs his trusty rolling pin, fashions a flour sack shield, which, by the way, crumbles into tasty crumbs, attracting wolves, and sets off on his accidental adventure.
A flour sack shield, that's brilliant.
It is, right. And completely impractical. The story paints a picture of Ryder's journey as less a heroic epic and more, a slapstick comedy.
Okay, I need to hear about this. What kind of chaos does he get into?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
His attempts at swordplay are so bad they'd make a scarecrow cringe.
Ooh, I can picture it.
But somehow, through a series of misadventures and sheer dumb luck, he actually finds the dragon's mountain cave.
No way! He actually found it.
Yeah, talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay, so he's facing a fire-breathing dragon, armed with a baking utensil. This can't end well, can it?
You'd think so, right? But here's the kicker. Instead of incinerating him, the dragon sneezes.
It sneezes.
A gigantic sneeze.
Yeah.
A shower of gold coins and jewels, and among them, a tarnished sword.
Hold on, did this dragon swallow a treasure chest?
Seems like it. The story hints that this dragon has a thing for collecting shiny objects, prophecies included.
Wow. Talk about an unconventional dragon. This changes everything.
It does. And as Ryder picks up the sword, it feels, and I quote, strangely right in his hands.
Maybe there's more to this baker than meets the eye.
He even manages a grin at the bewildered dragon, realizing this wasn't his prophecy, but hey, neither were dragons supposed to collect shiny things.
That's a great point.
He figures sometimes destiny just needs a little shakeup, a new recipe, you could say. And with that, he takes a swing.
So, the baker versus the treasure-hoarding dragon. Who knew?
It's a battle for the ages, and the story leaves us hanging, wondering how our accidental hero will face this unexpected destiny.
Okay, I need to know how this ends.
Well, you'll have to use your imagination for now. But let's move on to our next flash fiction story, shall we?
Lead the way.
This one takes us from mythical beasts to modern-day mayhem.
Oh, what kind of mayhem are we talking about?
The kind that involves a science experiment gone wrong, a giant hamster, and a very panicked young boy named Milo.
Giant hamster? Sign me up.
This is Project Fluffy's fiasco, and it all starts with Milo's fascination with his dad's genetics lab, which is, of course, strictly off-limits.
Forbidden knowledge is always the most tempting, isn't it?
It is, especially for a curious kid like Milo. He decides to use the lab to, well, supersize his pet hamster, Mr. Nibbles.
He what?
Yeah, his logic is a bigger hamster means bigger everything, bigger snacks, bigger cuddles, you name it.
Oh, that's kind of cute in a disastrous sort of way.
It is, until Mr. Nibbles becomes less pocket-sized pet and more city-crushing behemoth.
Oh.
You see, Milo's experiment works a little too well.
The little being the operative word here.
Yeah. Mr. Nibbles busts out of his cage and goes on a rampage through the city, leaving a trail of bewildered onlookers and crushed cars in his wake.
I bet the city planners didn't account for giant hamster traffic in their infrastructure plans.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And while the news channels are going crazy with mutant monster headlines, Milo is just trying to figure out how to wrangle his oversized, very fluffy problem.
I can only imagine the look on his face when he sees Mr. Nibbles towering over buildings.
Pure panic. And probably a healthy dose of, I am so grounded.
Understandably.
Then the military gets involved, deploying tanks and everything, which, well, Mr. Nibbles just sneezes at.
Okay, I'm picturing tanks flying through the air propelled by hamster sneezes. This is amazing.
It's a scene straight out of a very bizarre movie. But Milo, he knows he has to do something. His pet is terrorizing the city, and he's pretty sure his dad is going to flip.
So what does he do? Does he invent a shrink ray?
Close. He remembers Mr. Nibbles' one true weakness, his absolute obsession, peanuts.
Peanuts!
Yep. The humble peanut becomes his secret weapon. He rallies every food vendor he can find, creating a trail of peanuts leading towards a large, open field.
A peanut trail to lure a giant hamster. That's surprisingly clever.
It is. It's chaos, but it's working. Milo skateboarding ahead, a giant fluffy monster on his tail, and the scent of peanuts leading the way.
Okay, I'm invested. Does he manage to get Mr. Nibbles to the field?
He does. But now what? How do you unsupersize a hamster?
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Remember that off-limits lab van? Milo makes a beeline for it, dodging tanks and laser sights, determined to find the reverse growth formula.
That's our boy.
He finds it, but just as he grabs it, a nearby tank accidentally fires.
Oh, no.
The explosion sends Milo flying, and the vial, it goes flying too, splashing all over Mr. Nibbles.
No way.
Talk about a lucky accident. Mr. Nibbles shrinks back down to his normal size, landing with a soft plop. Problem solved.
So, a near-city leveling disaster solved by a stray tank shell and some spilled formula.
You got it.
That's one for the history books.
Definitely. And I think it's a good reminder that sometimes the most chaotic situations have the most unexpected solutions.
A valuable lesson, especially when giant hamsters are involved.
So what did you make of those two flash fiction stories? I mean, in Destiny Delivered Wrong, we saw how a simple misdelivery could throw an ordinary baker into an extraordinary, albeit terrifying, situation. It really makes you think about the unexpected courage that can emerge when someone is faced with the destiny they never asked for. What would you do if you suddenly found yourself tasked with something completely beyond your capabilities?
And then we plunged into the pandemonium caused by a pint-sized peck's growth spurt. Milo's story reminds us that even the best intentions can lead to hilariously disastrous outcomes, and sometimes the most unconventional solutions, like a well-placed peanut, are the key to saving the day.
Both of these stories, in their own unique ways, explored the theme of unexpected twists and the chaos that ensues when things don't go according to plan. They highlight how ordinary individuals can find themselves in extraordinary circumstances due to a simple error, and how they might just rise or stumble to the occasion. It really makes you wonder what other kinds of mix-ups could lead to such wild and unpredictable outcomes, doesn't it?
It definitely gives you something to ponder.
Well, that's all the freakiness we have for you today. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled for the bizarre and the unexpected, because you never know when an everyday mix-up might lead to a story worth telling.
Absolutely. And don't forget to rate and follow for more freaky stories.
See you next time.